we're live. We're live on Facebook. This is brilliant. Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Oh, gosh, I'm so excited to actually be here. Thank you so much for joining me on my live. And today's video is about if you want to get a man's attention and especially their interest, you need to stop making this brutal mistake. You see, a lot of women tend to feel that the only way that they can attract their potential or anybody else is really giving all in or really mistaking vulnerability for lessening their values and also sometimes settling, but trying to allow themselves to actually be a little bit more open and mistaken this openness for actually having fun. But what I want to say to you, if you want to get a man's and hold a man's interest, you can get a man's attention by doing various different things. But this video here is about how do you hold a man's interest. Now you need to stop making this brutal mistake, and it's right now. And here's the deal, ironically, you'll start giving him what he really wants by default. Okay, so many women are guilty of doing this one thing that I'd venture to guess is the biggest reason why new relationships fail before they even get started. All right, so today's video, it might be short, but it's absolutely punchy, and it's also really powerful. But imagine, you go out, this might be, here in England, we call it a local pub, or it might be a club, or it might be a theatre, I don't know, or a bar or a wine bar, etc. But you get this person who absolutely looks like fantastic, and he strolls up to you, plants themselves next to you, delivers a real cheesy line, but strangely it's endearing pickup line for you, and you kind of like, are a little bit interested in some ways, but you push him away. And even though he's pretty attractive, but he seems eager and he keeps persisting. And this persistence could be going on for 6 months, consistently persisting you. And then you finally give in. You start talking to him and eventually, give him your number from the beginning. And then you keep on going back and forth and he follows up with you and you end up going out on dates, and lo and behold, you start to actually really feel like this guy could be the one. And I'm going to tell you right now to fast forward. So we're going to fast forward straight out to 3 months later. And then suddenly he breaks it off. To avoid giving up on men altogether, here's the number one reason why men stop pursuing you in situations like these. The number one reason is that you've given him everything that he wanted. Okay, you gave him your time, you gave him your emotions, you gave him your feelings, you gave him your commitment. All of this without expecting the same from him in return. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, oh, let's just see how it goes. Or, I'm kind of in between a divorce at the moment, or I'm in a bit of a situation at the moment, so I really don't want to get too serious, but eventually I will want to, and I will be able to deliver your needs and stuff. All this is empty promises and false beliefs. And then what happens is that then you turn around and you will actually develop this illusion. You develop this illusion that this person is potentially going to be your partner. Now, if this seems to happen to you a lot, men start pursuing you and then out of nowhere they stop their pursuit. You're a very good person. So when someone's inside your inner circle, you want nothing more than to share everything with that person, especially the person that you can see that's been a great potential for you, in terms of moving forward. But unfortunately, to be successful in the area of men and dating, it doesn't really work that way. In order to keep a man pursuing you, he needs something continually to pursue. And this means that you need to make sure that you're moving slowly at the beginning, not only for yourself, but for the person that you're pursuing. Because then what you're doing is not only are you valuing yourself, okay, you're showing value, but you're also showing how serious you are in terms of pursuing a long-term goal. You don't need to dive in straight away. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people think by being vulnerable and allowing their feelings to show, it will allow the other person to show it. If you're not attracting somebody of that standard, then there's something lacking in your area. You are who you attract. And not only should you hold off on giving him your time, but also hold off on giving him your emotions. Not because you're playing games or anything, but instead because you're not going to give all that up to someone you don't know very well yet. Now, remember, until you're in that committed relationship and you've known him long enough, he's still a stranger. So I'm saying this to you guys because you would never approach a stranger and start telling them all about your life story and all these different things, would you? Until you've established some sort of boundary and you've established a sense of, is there some sort of mutual, understanding between you and the person? You wouldn't go into a job, and tell a person all about your life story, would you? You wouldn't start up a new business and start telling people all of these personal things until you've actually done the work behind it for yourself. You would wait until you feel as though that person is a right fit. So remember, until you're in that committed relationship and you've known him long enough, that person's still a stranger. And that's the reason why a 3 or 6 month rule is really, really good. But for you and that person to really, really get to know each other before you start involving intimacy, before you start involving some sort of, sex or anything like that. But if you are going to involve any of those different things in there has to be a mutual understanding. A person saying to you, I'll see how it goes. A person saying to you, okay, I would love a long-term relationship, but I'm just dating around at the moment. Is a person telling you exactly that? Yeah. So you expecting something completely different at the end of it, it's just an illusion. It's something that you have sat down and you're like, do you know what, this could really, really work. And that's probably part of the reasons why you're in the predicament sometimes where you're in at the moment. So I want to say to you, make sure you move slowly at the beginning and that you don't give up everything at first. And this will help him pursuing you. Okay, men are hunters. Okay. Allow them to pursue you and you'll automatically just position yourself as a special person who deserve to be pursued. Now, I'm not saying that, as someone's pursuing you and you're just going to play hard to get. No, what you're going to make it really clear is that I would love to get to know you. I'd love to get to meet you a little bit more. I'd love to learn a lot more about you, but you really want to take it slow. A person who's serious about a person will go at the speed of that person and understand and respect that. And it's so important because what you're looking for is a deeper connection, and what you're showing to that person as well as to yourself is that you want a deeper connection, but you want that intimacy to be there, and you value that because you value yourself. So you automatically position yourself as that special person when you do this, and I just want to ask you, and I want you to ask yourself this: have you ever made this mistake, giving him all, your all, especially without expecting anything in return? That is the reason why we're in the predicament that we're in. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I was just trying to see if there was any comments on here. Let me just refresh just in case I can see anything on here, but it's just so key. It's so key, especially when you're starting a new relationship and you're pursuing someone new. Okay, so note this, ladies. It's so crucial and so important. Take care. Bye.